For this segment of A Bit of Addison History, I want to provide a behind-the-scenes look at the museum. I am the sole museum staff member and am in charge of managing all aspects of museum operations. This includes collections, archives, exhibitions, community outreach, and programming. Fortunately, I am assisted with these many tasks by volunteers for the community. Some serve as museum docents, giving tours of the museum, and others work quietly behind the scenes to help us preserve and document our collection of local historical materials. We are here today with Tom Power, an archives volunteer who has been assisting the museum since February of this year. Why did you decide to become a museum volunteer?
Well, I retired a year ago, August, and my wife and I found that I had way too much time doing nothing at home. And I've always been a big fan of history all through high school, college, and I just thought it would be a fantastic thing to finally learn a little bit more about Addison, having lived in town for over 40 years. So I figured, let's see what's available in town. And there was an opening at the museum.
How did you find out that there was an opening at the museum?
Actually, I went online and was looking for donation of service type opportunities that the village had to offer. And when I saw an opening at the History Museum, because I tend to lean towards history, it was a natural fit.
What are some of the projects that you have worked on since becoming a volunteer?
I started out assisting with organizing some of the filing and kind of going through and actually familiarizing myself with the filing, looking through and helping with some of the presentation arrangements. And in one of the organizing situations, I ran across a letter that indicated an interest in something called Normandy Manor. And that's when a whole nother concept took place.
Briefly describe what specific tasks you are now undertaking to complete your current project, which is called the Addison Growth Map.
Having lived on the east side of town for all of these 40 years and seeing this letter regarding Normandy Manor and have never heard of it, I started researching the various, through the museum's newspaper files and the DuPage County access, started researching and found that there's a million neighborhoods in Addison that I never knew anything about. And I was curious as to when they were built, where they are when they were built, and how it helped develop the whole city that we know as Addison today.
Why do you feel that this project is important to do at this period of time?
Well, I just think as a museum, we can go back to the 1800s and talk about that, but history is, whatever happened yesterday is history. And all of the changes that have happened in Addison over the years, specifically from the 50s forward, it's been amazing the growth that just blossomed, built the city like crazy from the 50s all the way through to 2000, including new homes being built today here in town. So I think that the project, if nothing else, it's an awareness.
What have been some of the challenges of this particular project?
The DuPage County parcel map has a lot of designations, and the real estate bureaus have a lot of different designations for neighborhoods. They don't match up. So it's difficult to try to, what's the real name of this? The newspaper has one name, the DuPage has another, the residents have a third, and to kind of clean it up, I'd like to have people kind of swing by and take a peek at some of this if they get a chance to stop in the museum. I've got a work in progress. I just need some help trying to determine what to call these things so I can help identify when they were built, get them in the time frame correctly.
What are some other ways our viewers can help with this project?
Well, I guess the key would be to stop in the museum.
Would you recommend volunteering for the Historical Museum?
I would recommend it if you've got some spare time and have an interest in learning more about the village you live in.
Well, great. Well, thanks for being with us here today, Tom. The museum could not serve our community if it were not for our volunteers. For more information about current volunteer opportunities at the Addison Historical Museum, you can email museum@addison.il.org or call the museum at 630-628-1433.